My presentation topic for today is housing stress during COVID-19 pandemic on housing affordability. The content are introduction, literature review, results and discussion, and conclusion. Over the past 2 years, the world population of more than 7.7 million people, of which Malaysia has a population of more than 32 million people, have been tested with the COVID-19 pandemic. As of December 6, 2021, in Malaysia, there are 2.6 million cases of infection with over 30,000 deaths, while almost 1 million lost their jobs, bankruptcy, thousands of companies suffered huge losses. So, we have to accept the COVID-19 pandemic as part of our life. Demand for types of housing in each states are different. For example, in the federal territory of Kuala Lumpur, condominium are in high demand. This is because the residents here are more comfortable living in this type of housing. However, for the residents of Perak, the type of housing that is in high demand is the semi-detached houses with land. Because of this type of housing makes it easier for them to park their vehicle in their respective housing areas. The average household income in Malaysia is currently Malaysia ringgit 3,600 per month. With the income, most households can afford to own a house for only Malaysia ringgit 200,000 because of housing affordability in each state is different. For example, in Selangor and in the federal territory of Kuala Lumpur, the price of an affordable house is Malaysia ringgit 400,000 to Malaysia ringgit 480,000. Meanwhile, in Penang, the price of an affordable house is Malaysia ringgit 350,000, with the median household income in Penang being Malaysia ringgit 6,300 per month. Therefore, it is found that the median price of housing in Malaysia in the second quarter of 2021 is Malaysia ringgit 300,000 as shown in figure 1. Banks are also under stress in terms of difficulty in giving loan because they face a high risk of getting back the loan given. Okay. Consequently, this situation puts stress on housing developers who are unable to sell their completed houses, and they suffer losses due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which does not allow the entry of Indonesian and Chinese into Malaysia. As a result, these potential buyers cannot come to Malaysia to buy a house, so the house cannot be sold. The results of this study found that there were two housing stress during the COVID-19 pandemic, namely dumping of the housing market and home ownership affordability. Malaysia is particular in experiencing the problem of the housing market dump related to properties that are overhang. This is because of the supply of housing exceed demand, especially in Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, and Johor. There are 4 indicators can be used to identify the strength of the residential property market. First is the overhang, about 31,661 units. Second, house price index, third, total or transaction value, and four is a sales performance. From figure 2, we can see that the overhang status by type and price, 53.2% high-rise units, 29% terrace house, 12.4% for semi-detached and detached house, 1.6% low-cost house, and 3.8% others. This situation indicates that all housing units receive impact as a result of COVID-19 on various factors. Okay. Affordable housing did not show much increases with unaffordable house prices due to a high unemployment rate of 4.8%, about 768,700 people until June 2021, according to the latest labor force statistic by the Department of Statistics Malaysia. This situation is due to the purchasing ability of the middle income group, namely M40, who can afford to own a house of this type of housing. For the conclusion, actually various efforts have been made by the government to help property owners reduce housing stress during this COVID-19 pandemic. Okay. We need a cooperation between all parties directly and indirectly involved in the housing studies, in the housing industry, to work together to complete their respective tasks and role. In addition to curb the problem of dumping of the housing market, each party should take into account the elements of demand and supply during the type of housing. They should take the initiative to ensure that all types of housing that are ready can be sold. If this situation can be implemented, so the high probability for the problem of dumping of the housing market can be overcome. With that, this situation can certainly ensure that the property surplus can be fully maximized and can increase the ability of home ownership among Malaysians, especially to those who still do not own a home. With that, thank you.